Alright guys, ICC Cup fits back for another game. Again, it's going to be on Fighting Spirit. I guess it's just Hashim, the guy who gives me the replays, just loves this. Now, I just totally forgot what, which one this is. ERSM, okay. So, our purple Zerg is going to be Rex.JukBbang. I think it's JukBbang. I think I read it right. Yeah, JukBbang. So, spawning in the bottom right, we have the orange Zerg, Eras_M period, which you'll see in the little sidebars, little thing that's going up and down the video right now. So, without further ado, it will be a ZVZ on Fighting Spirit. Without further ado, I'll just go quickly reiterate what I've said in the past videos. They are speaking some awesome Korean that I cannot see. Fighting Spirit is a map where you have a ginormous main on the high ground. You have a small little ramp to hold off if you want a one base. Most people don't because the map is so big, people won't tend to fast expand. If that means by force fast expanding, they're just fast expanding into putting sunken colonies down, or Terran going into a one rocks expand as itself. Now, I don't know if, for APM-wise, Eros is going to be averaging 295 and maxing at 450. That's really long. Rex.JukBbang is going to be averaging 290 and maxing at 394, which is still pretty ridiculous, just to say something. So, he's even getting gas before spawning pool, which I find interesting. So, I'm not sure if there's like a set build for ZVZ. But I'll just have to see, because ZVZ is not my kind of... I don't watch a lot of it. So I'm just trying to make sure my throat isn't dead for tomorrow, because I have to do a whole Chinese presentation for Pollard. My middle school that's not named Pollard. So, fun shenanigans there. And so you normally fast expand, and then your third, depending on where you spawn. Like I've been saying, this person will probably take their third here. It's on the high ground, so you have to wall this area. This person, on the other hand, doesn't want to expand to their opponent because that's just closer to them. They'll tend to take their natural, even if it means that's like going close to them. And then they'll take the space, which is harder to secure. But most of the time in ZVZ, you don't play super defensive. You play more on the aggressive side. So, yeah, so when they're kind of doing their thing, he'll actually be fast expanding, oddly enough, which you rarely see in ZVZ. I know by Hydra versus Effort, someone tried that, but the fast expander didn't win that game. So I don't even remember that game to be completely honest. But they will see the spawn locations, and a couple Zerglings are going to be making their way out. Getting a macro hatch. This is actually looking identical to the Effort versus Effort versus by Hydra, even though by Hydra was playing Terran yesterday. This last game, which was completely epic, by the way. So I was thinking, I'm not sure if people in this cast are actually gonna care or anything, but I had this idea. If you're like, stay tuned, ICC Cup TV, you're pretty awesome. But also, if you're wondering, these have a range attack, so they'll be able to shoot over the Zerglings. But anyway, what I wanted to share was I had this idea where, since we're ICC Cup TV, we're a TV channel, theoretically speaking. This looks pretty cool. Theoretically, where that's a really fast fire. Yeah, this is looking exactly the same. So ZVZ, before I get into that crazy idea of mine, ZVZ will end up going to early Ling, and if you can see, I just remember this. They'll go into Spire, get Scourge, Muta. I've never seen anything past that, so I can't predict. Maybe Guardian play, but I really don't know. So my crazy idea is, since we're a TV station, I was thinking the hope would be that I could do like a recap of Brood War events that happened in the past week. Not saying as much as the pro scene, but more of just like local tournaments going on. I'm just waiting for this engagement to happen. I'm just trying to keep an eye on it. And you know, I'm not sure if I could do it, or if you guys would be interested in that. It'd be like a 2-minute segment, just like an audio kind of thing, where it'd be like, or I'd be in the video. I don't really know, but I just kind of show like statistics why like his D rank Teen League was still going on, C rank Teen League is going on, and then just do updates according to how frequent the Brood War scene. If there's nothing to do, then I wouldn't do like a weekly news thing of it. But I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of like a cool little podcast thing or something. I don't know. As I do have some video editing expertise, not expertise, but like skill wise. So nothing really crazy. That is a lot of Muta popping though, and a couple Scourge. It looks like they're gonna be making their way to the base. I'm not even gonna bother with the Overlord here, which would actually supply block him. Actually, he's really far behind in supply. He doesn't even have his Spire up yet, which hopefully he'll be able to get some Scourge up before. I'm just wondering where the Hydra are. I mean, the Muta. Oh, and there is going to be a Spore colony there. Doesn't want to run into those. Very good Muta play by him. Just to congratulate him on his good control there. Good Micro Seal's going to be trying to find a little area where he can go. He just wants to be... the longer he waits, the longer the Scourge is going to be out, which is going to be very, very pesky for him. A Muta can try to micro against Scourge, which is exactly what he's doing. So sometimes it's very hard to connect Scourge with Muta with a very good micro. But that's not to say that they can't connect. And trying to just do some damage to the lair, but didn't do anything to it. Finally taking his natural expand. And the other interesting, this base isn't necessarily paying off for, I'm totally lost of which players were, Eros, apparently there's two of them, Eros, just because he's not mining from it, which means he has to pull out all the drones over here, his supply's down, so, just from, like, recommendation, ooh, he actually did some Muta harass, which I just totally didn't see. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry about that. And that way, I think, yeah, supply lock him. And, you know, I'd recommend in the ZVZ 1 basing is probably the safer thing to do, up to the point where you can get up to this. It's what I'm seeing. Now, again, you could take it as whatever you want it to be. It's just, it's going to be a lot, it's going to be really heavy in the Muta play. Big engagement happening over here. We'll be able to get a couple Muta kills, though. We'll snipe off one. And softening up the rest. So, comment below if you like this news idea. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to borderline into the news section. I don't want to, like, totally take over their section. So, I don't know if that's going to be... I don't want to, like, take their adminship. I just wanted to... It was an idea because, I'm like, wait a minute. We're a TV station, theoretically speaking. So, maybe we should not only do casting, which are, like, VODs, like an on-demand thing, but, to get other stuff out there, because, like, Brood War casting is fun, but, I don't know, I just feel like there's something that we're missing. Like, I feel like since, like, the Koreans, like, have the pro scene, that they have, like, pre-game shows to that, and we're not the Star League, and we don't have all the background information on all these players. We have their APM, and that's about it, and we just watch for a good time. And we just kind of, you know, go see how it goes. And it's not bad. It's just, I just thought maybe there should be something else to add to just what happens in the amateur Brood War scene. Or rather, the foreigner Brood War scene, I should say. Because theoretically speaking, there's the fish server, and then there's... So there's like 3 different categories of Brood War. There's the Korean ladder, which is the fish server, pretty much, where all the Koreans tend to play. And the more competitive, I think it's kind of preference on Fish or ICC Cup. Fish tends to be, like, you don't have any admins and there isn't a lot of community bases, just pure ladder. ICC Cup tends to add more community bases. We have a whole website. Not saying we're better or worse than Fish. It's just whatever, as it may be. I've never played on Fish. I've just seen that it's just kind of like, just pretty much a ladder. That's all there is to it. And then there's the pro scene of Brood War in Korea, which is like they use their own league system, they play their own games, their own scheduled events, and then they have their own ranking system for that. So there's that, and I don't know. I was just thinking it was a good idea, and just to know what's really going on as I'm just clicking around, if you guys haven't noticed, Eros, I just want to make sure I get this right. No, okay, no, Rex.JukBbang is really going mass Muta. Rex is on the other hand No. Eros is at a lower supply count by a good substantial 12 points. So his Muta isn't nearly as high. Is he getting upgrades? He is. Did he just start that? He already has +1 Carapace, so for air upgrade. So he's not expanding. I'm surprised the JukBbang is not is actually expanding right now. I'm just surprised by that since he has the map control. I'm just not sure if he realizes he's that far ahead. But he wants to make sure he still has a substantial supply lead. 72 supply to 50. You know, it's just, I definitely say JukBbang is in the better situation here. And I'm sorry I'm not as focused on this cast. I'm like, just like, there's so much things on my mind. I just wanted to share that idea with you. But getting back to the cast, he's taking his own third. Ling just here to scout, nothing. It's like, oh, that is the most interesting thing I could possibly see right now. But, so just tell me what you guys think of that idea, if you guys would be interested in it. If you guys don't want to look through all the forum posts, that's what I do. And then just kind of make a whole video on it, get the rankings. It's like, I don't know. But the ZVZ, I'm surprised by the ZVZ in general, though, how just passive it is. The early game, there was a lot of Lings, and then they kind of just chilled up here. They were just not being... That's a lot of Muta. I think it's just really going to master own Overlord Muta. I think that's his main composition, and even getting upgrades on that. And I'm just not sure if Eros is really going to be... Eros is really going to be ready for that. Because he's not producing nearly as much Muta as his opponent is. And he's flying pretty high on the gas, which could be for Scourge, because Scourge are only 25 minerals. But I'm just interested because the Scourge connecting on that army wouldn't be the worst thing. But I mean, again, that's just speculating if he knows exactly what's going on, and there's no way he could scout because there's no invisible units for him to see, and Overlords are slow. And even if he had speed, he just die instantaneously to the Muta because they're going to be doing 9 damage per hit. These guys have 0 shots. So pretty much a flock of 12, a dozen Muta are going to go and 2-shot a Overlord. So there's no point to even send an Overlord there because then you're spending 100 minerals. You don't want to lose just handy-dandy minerals. 83 supply, 295. I think he's just trying to find the right time to attack, really. I mean, he's going to have the upgrade advantage here. He's getting +1 Carapace as well. So these Muta are going to be really bulky units. Yeah. So I'll just be interested what how this is going to play out. If he does scout this, he could his count is Vespene gas count is pretty high. And I'm not going to say he's out of this game. He's 96 supply to 105. So he's definitely evened it out now. And especially since JukBbang is going to be not on his turf if he attacks. There's 3 spore colonies here. He has 100 supply. He's made a comeback here. I don't know how he has. Maybe because he's done more drone production. Maybe he's gotten supply blocked. I don't know. But it's 99 supply to 105, so he's definitely caught back up. Upgrade front though, he's going to be ahead. He's even getting +1 attack, and it looks like he's going to be trying to engage now, or at least pushing out, kind of doing some poking. Maybe he might be able to get some harassing done here. But he will see a couple Muta. Maybe that's an indicator. Maybe he doesn't have enough Muta. I don't know what's really going through his mindset right now because I really have never seen the ZVZ play out like this before. The openers seem pretty standard by one person fast expanding, the other person being a little more aggressive, or going for more of a tech path and then expanding behind aggression or playing defensive and finally taking their expand. Depends on how you kind of look at it, the psyche of each player. It just depends on preference. I tend to go for more of a tech one-basing play. Early Hive, he doesn't have Hive. He might be going, he's going Greater Spire, which is interesting, because he could be going Devourers, and, I've never seen them. They were that with Queens and Defilers, man. Those were my favorite Zerg units. So I don't know if he's going it. I've never seen him in a ladder. That is a lot of... Well, this is going to be mass air battle. And, you know, I think this is actually might kind of give him the edge here. I mean, it's going to be upgrades versus unit composition. He's going mass. He's going mass 1 unit. He has better upgrades. However, he's getting Devours. They have a slow attack speed. I don't know if attacking this straight up is a good idea. But +2 defense by itself, +1. Those things are bulky. And plus, I think it's only halfway done. No, about 3/4 of the way done. Alright, here it comes, I think. I think he's just questioning why he has those. You don't normally see him. Will he be able to do damage, though? That's the question here. I hear the Muta. Gonna see if this is always going to really come down to this. Oh, it does splash damage. Don't forget that. Now it really comes back to it. Now there's just a lot of air battle going on here. And these Devours are like eating. These have so much HP. It's ridiculous. Now, this is keeping all these other Muta completely just not attacking these Muta. And it looks like he might be able to come on top here because these Devours aren't taking any damage. I really don't know. I think he was able to I think these Acid Spores are going to do more damage. I don't forget. To be completely honest, I don't know what the Acid Spores do. Corrosive. I think they allowed for more damage, and here the Scourge already has so many Muta, it doesn't even matter, and if he can get the Spire down, I'm surprised. I think Eros just won this game. There's nothing he can really do at this point. He just lost his 29 supply to 85, and there's the Korean GG, and that was a pretty interesting game. Slow pace, but not bad. The ending was worth it because I finally got to see units that I never really saw, and that's the reason why they added this game into, I guess, ZVZ to make it better. And those things are beefy, man. Those things are ridiculous. They just took no damage whatsoever. Oh wait, maybe is it? I think corrosive. I believe it does splash damage. I need to look it up. I need to look it up for next cast, but because I never saw them before, I didn't think I'd actually. I totally forgot about the unit, even though they're one of my favorite units. I knew the name of them. It's either when I think about it, I think it just decreases the attack speed, so they're tanky units by themselves, and then on top of that, the Muta are attacking like a fourth of what when they have 9 times the corrosive. Whatever they have acid on them, they attack like a 4th slower or something, or 9 times slower, something like that. So that's probably why, and that's why you need to get a good split, I guess. That unit is so awesome, man. I need to mass when I play Zerg random. When I play random and play Zerg, I think it's going to be pretty cool if I could go mass that. But most people don't go air. But hey, good game. That was replay week number 5, guys. That's it. I'm surprised. I want to cast more games, but at the end of the day, it's that's game number 5 done. That's been 11 games this week, my friend. There's always tomorrow though, and I could probably do another thing of D-Rank Team League. Maybe number 5 is done. Week number 5 is completed, and I can get a head start on week number 5. All right, have a nice day, guys, and peace.